All right. Hello, 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 and welcome. We are live. My name is Ber-Henda Williams, and I am here with one of my dearest friends, amazing supporter, um, Je Donna, aka the Clothes Whisperer, who has fostered a culture of warmth, love, acceptance, and inclusivity with Margot and Max, catering to a diverse clientele who appreciates the value of timeless fashion and understands the importance of reducing their environmental footprint through meticulous curation and personalized service. She ensures that every customer experiences nothing short than exceptional service. And prior to launching Margot and Max, she worked at a nonprofit as well as in the insurance industry. So she understands a thing or two about what to wear and is consistently reinventing and redefining what it means to move through life and age, not just gracefully, but to age in a way that is bold, brilliant, and on one's terms. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome my dear friend Je Donna.
Thank you, Ber-Henda. Thank you for that wonderful introduction. I really, really appreciate it. And I'm so happy to be here.
Ma'am, you are lit. And I had to get us live because we were having such a great conversation in the green room. And so just the level set for everyone. So Jadana is part of the panel for Fashion for Everybody. And Fashion for Everybody is the next installment of the Ber-Henda Williams Show and Unnetworking. And you'll have an opportunity to not just come and bear witness as a live studio audience member, but then you'll also go down to the lower level of Bamboo. So shout out to our venue partner, Bamboo Royal Oak, to have a more intimate conversation with those who are part of the talk show. And I want to also name too, please, tickets are still available. Get your ticket because what that's going to do is, of course, help me to pay Black people because we like paying Black people.
Yes, we do.
Uh, and we're also calling you out to support or calling you in to support Miss West or Miss Westy, who is a bilingual ESL, I'm sorry, English language arts teacher in Southwest Detroit. She has sixth graders. And as we know, ICE raids are running rampant and our babies are being whisked away. And we want to create a sanctuary classroom, and we're going to help her do that. So please bring school supplies. Additionally, give them their flowers. Bernita Bradley is a parent advocate, but also just a community advocate. She has a fund that she has established, and we would love for you to make donations, just $4 a month, to help, yes, to help moms who have been displaced and often with children. And the need is right now, like immediately. And so she is on the front line. She gets text messages, phone calls. Hey, we need shelter today for a mom who has been displaced. And of course, Jadana, Lateri, Be Light are on our panel, and they'll be bringing you their interpretations of their custom fashions and also their stylings, so that you can see yourself. We really hope that you can see yourself as your most brilliant, your most audacious, because your what we wear communicates silently who we are. And so I'm going to let Jadana tell you more about being a clothes whisperer and how did you get that name and what does it mean to be a clothing whisperer?
Well, again, thank you for having me, Ber-Henda. And I'm so excited about this conversation. And I'm so excited about our event on Thursday. So, how I became the Clothes Whisperer, how I got the name, the Clothes Whisperer. I started Margot and Max, as you know, in 2014 at my dining room table with a single pair of earrings and a Facebook page. After being let go from a job that I had held for about 4 years, I made the decision that I didn't want to work for anyone again. Um, and that's not to say that I'm incapable of working for anyone, but I like to kind of forge my own path, if you will.
Yes.
So I was dubbed the clothes whisperer by one of my clients um, because I know how to marry my clients to the clothing that they're wearing, right? Um, and I don't. I don't take full credit for it. It isn't me. It's God. Seriously,
Mhm.
because people walk in, and I have an ability to look at someone and kind of size them up and assess, and figure out their size and what would look good on them, and helping people realize and recognize what looks good on them, and helping people to not accept the boxes that society wants to place them in. As we were saying earlier, when we were in the green room, um, you know, I'm being a dark skinned woman growing up in Detroit. A lot of my friends were told by either their mothers or grandmothers that they couldn't wear red. Growing up, only fast girls wear red. So they didn't wear red clothing, they didn't wear red lipstick or nail polish or any of those things. I was very fortunate in that my mother did not tell me those things. I think that's nonsense. Um, I think that people with my skin tone and darker can wear whatever we choose. All the colors look good on us. We're very fortunate in that way. Okay. The palette is just there. But I was very, very lucky that I had a mother who indulged my love of clothes and my love of fashion. When I was growing up downtown, you had Hudson's and Winkleman's and Crowley's and B.
Ooh,
Siegel,
bring them back.
and
Talk about it.
um, and all of these wonderful places to shop, and Kresge, and all these wonderful places to shop. And I there was a store called Lady Orva. So I'm taking people way back. Now Lady Orva carried tights and leotards and things like that. And my tights always had to match my outfits. And I did not. My mother didn't allow me to wear socks. I always wore tights, and I would take the cardboard from in between the tights and create color swatches. I didn't Back then. I didn't have the words. I didn't call them color swatches, but I would take my Crayola 64 with the sharpener in the back. Y'all better recognize, okay, and mix my colors together. And it wasn't, if I needed blue, this is not blue. I'm mixing my blue and gray together. I get cadet blue, right? So I would take it to my mom and say, we need to go to Lady Orva because I need some tights. I need this color. I need eggplant. I need whatever those colors were. And she never said, that's crazy. You're just going to wear white tights and your black patent leather shoes. She would say, okay. And we jump in the car and we go to Lady Orva. And the ladies got such a kick out of me walking in with my swatches, holding holding them against the tights so that I could find the perfect shade. I was 8 years old, wanting to take my clothes to the cleaners when my mother couldn't get them to do laundry, right? Let alone wanting to take something to the cleaners. But no, if I have I have this pleated skirt with these micro pleats, this can't go in the washer. I know it's from Sears, but this can't go in the washer. These micro pleats need to be crisp, and so I need these to go to the dry cleaner. So I would walk 4 blocks down. I grew up on Murray Hill, on Puritan, at the corner of Murray Hill and 6 Mile. There was a dry cleaner, so I would walk down to the dry cleaners and take my things to the cleaners. I've always loved fashion and clothes and upcycling and recycling. I grew up going to garage sales and thrift stores and estate sales and the like, with an amazing wardrobe because I had a mother who loved fashion, not because she studied in New York or Paris or anything like that. She just knew what she liked. And she passed that love of fashion on to me. And growing up, I had a friend a few years ago say, we thought you were rich because of how you dressed. And I said, girl, all that stuff was secondhand. I would buy things at Hudson's or Winkleman's or Crowley's and mix them with pieces from Kresge or Kmart or, back in the day, Layton's, good old Layton's up on Grand River. We mixed all the pieces together. Now, my mom did not allow me, when all my friends were shopping at Mary Ann's and Baker, she didn't allow me to shop at Mary. She was a little bougie. She didn't allow me to shop at Mary Ann's. But because, Mary Ann's is the equivalent of what like Rainbow is today. But don't sleep on Rainbow. Now, look, I'm going to tell you right now, don't sleep on Rainbow. When as a stylist, when I want to know what is in for fall, what's coming in, I pop my head into Rainbow. They are always, believe it or not, ahead of the trend. Their buyers do an amazing job. And I'm not saying that fast fashion um, is the the answer to building your wardrobe, because we know that fast fashion does good, but it also does harm, environmentally speaking.
Mm-hmm.
But I've just been very, very fortunate in that I've had a lot of people who have supported me along the way as I've been building my business and building my brand. And I just love everything about fashion. And I love encouraging people to break out of the molds and break away from the barriers and to break out of the boxes that society wants to create for us as women, particularly as Black women, as women who are curvy,
Mm-hmm.
as women who are full figured, and as women who are straight, because we hear a lot, well, real women have curves. Real women come in all shapes and sizes. How about that?
That is, how about that? And
Okay.
Jenna, I love that you were bringing that up about that idea of real. And I think that sometimes as people, we forget how much power we have. We, the people, decide what is real and what's not. You know,
Absolutely.
and what we see oftentimes, and we know that there are a lot of designers who definitely co-op and definitely appropriate from
Oh
our
yeah.
community. And then when we see it in Paris Fashion Week, it's chic, it's avant-garde, right? But right in the communities that many of the inspirations come from that just wow you, you consider it subpar or ghetto or any
Yes.
type of pejorative that you want to put on it, but it's not herald it, if you will, until it's put someplace else. And
Yes.
I love that you're talking about what real is so that we can just free ourselves. Wear whatever you want.
Wear what you want. And I agree with you 100%. I remember when um, I walked into Macy's at Oakland Mall and I saw a pair of bamboo earrings. LL Cool J bamboo earrings, at least two
These two
pair,
pair. Come on.
right? Um, and I was like, "What?" The next thing you knew, now keep in mind, bamboo earrings in the Black community. I know also in the Mexican community, Chicano women wear
That's right.
bamboo earrings. Okay, um, but you're gonna always be able to find bamboo earrings at Rainbow, but you didn't see them in Macy's. And then next thing you know, Gucci and all these different designers were showing the bamboo earrings. The necklaces that say "baby girl" or the initial necklaces. That was our jam, right?
That
It's
was our
always been.
always.
Everything from hair weaves to we Black women with original women wearing long nails with the rhinestones, and they
I
were
was just getting ready to
yeah,
say, I mean, looking at the nail art now, I mean, we know
yes,
who spawned that
yes,
creativity and where that
where that
came.
came from.
And
Yep.
I love, pin curl ponytails. I think a few years back you saw what was it, Cardi B and Megan Thee Stallion with the album cover with I was like pin curl. I was like, I did that back in '98.
Yes,
That was
yes.
the thing to do. And I guess everything that's old becomes
It's
new again,
new. Yes,
and it cycles through. And I'm loving to see the second iteration, or maybe third iteration of the French roll.
yes, yes.
French roll has
Yes,
come back.
has returned.
As
Yes,
for her, I love to see it.
yes. I saw Mercedes Martin on the red carpet, and she had a French roll. I was like, yes, young sis, do that.
Do
Um,
and I love her anyway. So shout
I
out to
do too. I
Marseille.
love her. I love her. Her parents have done such an amazing job with her. I read a quote from her the other day, and she was just talking about not being obsessed with people liking her. She said, I'm not going to work that hard for someone to like me who's not going to like me anyway. And I was like, yes, because I think that we are so conditioned as women, particularly as Black women, we are so conditioned to try to make everyone like us and to try to fit into molds that we will never fit into. And I think that it's unfortunate that that's one of the narratives that's pushed. It's really, it's pushed for all women, that you need to, make people like you. Don't be strong. Don't be, uh, you know, aggressive, or don't, I think that it's you need to know when to use your strength. You need to know when to be strong. You need to know when to be soft. And you need to know when to stand up for yourself, and you need to know when to stand up for other people, and you need to know when to fall back.
That's right.
Um, all of those things matter. All of those things are important, and it really is unfortunate that lots of people only understand what it means to fight for something when it impacts them, right? And that's what we're seeing right now,
Ooh,
in our country. That people are like, oh, I didn't know that was going to impact, like, like Francesca says, I didn't know the leopards would eat my face, right? They had no idea that these things were going to impact them. And when we look at fashion, that
mm.
uh, plus size women have been saying for a long time. Black women have been saying it. Curvy women have been saying for a long time. Excuse me, that doesn't work for us. When you have a size, things that you have to go up 2 or 3 sizes because they don't fit.
Talk about it. And you know what? I love that they centered that. So, spoiler alert for anyone who has not seen Survival of the Thickest, go run, watch it.
Yes, so good.
Right. So good. And so Mavis, the lead character, had did just that to demonstrate what someone called plus size.
Yes,
Right.
yes,
I loved that we see her, this full, beautiful, plus size, curvy woman. I mean, getting loved up on, I mean, as a symbol of desire, because I think that's the other thing too. We don't always see a fuller body as the object of affection. She is
absolutely.
brilliant. So if you all have not seen Survival of the Thickest, I say please run, don't walk. It is brilliant.
It's good.
Michelle, I want to say, make sure I'm saying her last name right. Vaneto is she's a genius. She's a comedic
Buteau,
genius.
Buteau.
Michelle Buteau is a comedic genius,
She is.
a phenomenal storyteller. But I love that she centers the body. And then of course she talks about and shows love to our LGBTQI plus community.
Yes.
She loves upon the dolls. And I think that, like you said, with fashion, period, you're able to advocate for yourself through
Yes.
your look, right? You're
Absolutely.
able to communicate again something that's silent. It speaks volumes when you walk into a room. And I love seeing that so many of us with some hips and thighs are taking up so much space.
Oh, I absolutely love it. And watching, uh, particularly plus size influencers, um, develop these audiences during the pandemic. It was just so beautiful to watch.
Mhm.
Miss Christie, I'm sure you follow her on Instagram. I absolutely love her. I love when she does these segments where she walks into a Macy's or she walks into a TJ Maxx and say, "Hey, let's go shopping" as a plus size woman, and shows what that looks like and what the offerings are. And sometimes the offerings are very uh, dowdy. Okay. Just undesirable.
Mhm.
Again, I'm 62. I'm proud to say it.
Come on.
Okay. And I wear what I want to wear. Nobody can, I do not like being told what to do. Hence I work for myself.
That's right.
And no one can tell me I can't wear something. Only I can do that. Right.
Right.
So India and
Let's
I
get
went.
into your midriff pictures, ma'am, because you were sure, oh, ma'am, showing up and showing out.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna have my midriff out. Listen. India and I went. My daughter India and I went to. I know you know India. I'm telling the
Yeah,
audience.
right.
Um,
Yes, with all.
uh, went to see a double feature of Freaky Friday and Freakier Friday that just came out with Jamie Lee Curtis, and I absolutely love Jamie Lee Curtis. And I was like, oh, Jamie Lee Curtis is gonna bring it. I'm gonna bring it too. So I wore, and this was during the day, and it went into the evening. I think the movie started at like 4 or whatever. But I wore a silver lame little bra top with fringe,
You
you
sure
know,
did.
and then I had on like this foil skirt. And then my little kids, because I do have my limitations. Like y'all, look, I call them my training wheels. Like I'm in a committed relationship with Chucks and other cute sneakers and kitten heels. I'm not playing around. I can't do grown lady shoes like Ber-Henda anymore. I can't do it. I didn't do it that well when I did do it, but I really don't do it now. But I'm still bringing the heat. So I'm gonna have my shoulders out. I'm gonna have my midriff, and I just don't have all these. um, concerns that people have. I mean, tell clients all the time, it'll be a zillion degrees. Like, it's been so hot this summer.
Yes.
And I'll have a client who will purchase something like what I'm wearing, something with spaghetti straps or something strapless, and say, "Do you have a little shrug or a sweater? It's 90 degrees. Where are you going? Oh, I'm going to a wedding in Florida. It's gonna be 90 degrees, and you gonna put on a sweater? My arms. What about your arms?
What about them?
I mean, your arms are your arms." And I tell people all the time, Michelle Obama has those arms. Angela Bassett has those arms. They also had a body to go with those arms. Okay. And they've done the work to get there. And God bless all the people who have done the work. I have the arms that I have. I've done a lot of work on myself, over the last couple of years, because my doctor has been chasing me, okay, to get me together with my health, and I'm getting there. I have an appointment tomorrow. But I have a little flab going on, but guess what? I'm doing my thing. Okay. I've had my arms out, my midriff out. I am just enjoying myself. And when I am out, I get so many compliments.
Yes, you do.
On what I'm wearing, and when I post my things online, because I want to encourage people, you can wear what you want to wear. I'm not going to have on booty shorts. That's not my thing. But if somebody else 62 wants to wear booty shorts, do you, boo. By all means, I'm going out. I'm not going to go out in a bonnet. But if that's what other people do, that's what they do. I'm not here to judge you. I am a stylist. If people want my services and they want me to help them feel confident in what they're wearing, whether you're going to work, you're going to a special event, if you're retired, because I have clients who are retired. They're like, "Hey, I used to wear suits every day. Now I want to look cute. Just going to Trader Joe's. I can show you how to do that." Because it's important to go look. People get stuff off the high shelves for you when you go to Trader Joe's looking cute. I'm just sharing some information. Okay.
How about it? You know what? I dressed up going to Memphis. I just got back from Memphis. And I remember my mother telling me, dress up when you go to the airport. Doesn't matter what you're going to, conference, dress up when you go to the airport. And I said, "Well, why?" She said, "People treat you better."
Absolutely.
And she said, "You can get upgraded. You can get your flight up. If someone thinks you look good enough, they'll upgrade your flight." And it didn't happen this flight, but it has happened in past experiences. I have gotten an upgrade just by simply dressing up going to the airport.
Oh, listen, it matters. It matters. And we're not talking about that you have to go and spend $400 on a dress. That's not what we're talking about. We're talking about sustainability here.
Not at all. Because I don't even think my whole outfit costs $400.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. And so we're not talking about that. We're just talking about looking put together. So I was just running errands today.
The word, Donna, that's what someone said to me. You look very put
together. Yes. Looking put together. And I've my Mamacita, my mom, God rest her soul, very much like your mom, God rest her soul, encouraged us to look nice. And I went to school, but we also grew up in an era. India, I was showing her my yearbook from high school. I graduated high school in 1981, and she was like, "Where were y'all going?" Because we were dressed.
Damn, how about it? Because I was at the Civil Rights Museum in Memphis, and Je Donna, I kid you not, they were sitting there at the lunch counter, honey, protesting,
dressed,
fire hoses, drenched, freedom riders.
Yeah, we were dressed.
Edmund Pettus Bridge.
Yes, ma'am.
Dressed.
We were dressed. I'm going to high school. The girls had on blouses. They had on skirts, what we consider pencil skirts now, high heels. The boys had on a sweater, but a button-down shirt, jeans with creases, honey. Like you could cut yourself on the creases.
That's right.
Your flats, your loafers, whatever it was, we were dressed. And that's how we grew up. So if we were going to the grocery store, going to do whatever, my mother wasn't going out, like going out of the house in our pajamas. My mother would die 1,000 deaths if I left the house in my pajamas.
Je Donna, you are really helping me reminisce here on just some of the pride that comes out of our community, just because we grew up. You and I come from an era. I know I'm a little bit younger than you, but I do believe that the sentiment is the same. We grew up in neighborhoods. Because when you said you grew up on Murray Hill, you said just before Livernois?
I grew up on Murray Hill between Greenfield and Southfield, between Puritan and 6 Mile.
Okay, so 6 Mile Piercing area. So when I
Hmm.
think about um West Side, particularly that area of the West Side, yes, you had, maybe middle class, working class
Yes.
families, but
Yes.
I'm a assembly line baby.
Same.
So right, you're right. So you know what this. So you know that
Yep.
when that double time,
Yep.
triple time.
Yeah. Those bonuses,
Oh,
baby.
listen, they Macy's love well at the Hudson's
Hudson's back then.
loved, okay, to see
Hmm.
us coming. Okay,
Yep.
honey. They knew,
Yep.
oh, Mr. Williamson got that good check, so they getting ready to come here and spend some money, honey. But
Yep.
I think even more than that, we understood what it meant to be a Williams, my mother's maiden name, a Jackson. You understand. So it's like it's this household that gets represented. Oh, you're um my mom would always say my grandfather's nickname was Jack because his last name was Jackson. Oh, you're Jack's daughter.
Yep. Absolutely. Absolutely.
You're that Williams girl.
Yep. That's my mom. Yep. You do not go out of this house looking like nobody raised you. Do not go out of this house acting like you're not Gene Matthews' daughter.
Come
Okay.
on.
Yesterday, Indy and I were at the dollar store in East Point, and a lady was in there with this gorgeous floral outfit on. She just looked so beautiful. And I turned, I said, "Oh, you look gorgeous." And she said, "Thank you. I'm going to my sister's birthday party." She said, "My mother called me and told me, don't you better not." And this lady was, she had to be 45. You better not come looking crazy. And so she said, I had to go home and get myself together. Right.
Mhm.
And we just chuckled about it. But I said, that's how we were raised, that you did not go out looking like you didn't belong to anybody, right? Because you were not only representing yourself, you were representing your mother, you were representing your father, you were representing your whole community.
You're
We were on the bus, and an elder, and we could be on the bus clowning. If an elder got on that bus, we could be, we might be using some language that wasn't appropriate. We
of
would tone
course
all that down.
practicing your French.
Yeah, exactly. Right. Our sentence enhancers, using our sentence
Hmm.
enhancers.
Hmm.
We would tone all that down. That's the way that we were raised. And but you would see how these ladies and gentlemen were getting on the bus. Ladies dressed in their dresses and their shoes and with their handbags and their pocketbooks. These men dressed in their sweaters and their jackets and their ties.
That's
And they were dressed, and they may have been coming home from work. Some of those ladies were secretaries, some of them were educators, some of them were cleaning ladies. My mother was a cleaning lady. I had an aunt, my great aunt V. Esther. She never drove. And Aunt V would go downtown and shop, baby. I mean, she would be in the front row of the bus, taking up 3 seats with all her hat boxes and all her finery. She stayed sharp. She was a cleaning lady. So a lot of these ladies did domestic work, but they did not look like, I'm a cleaning lady, so I have to look run down,
Look, my
right?
grandfather was a millwright, honey. He put on a suit and then changed when he got to work.
There you go. There you go. So
You
there
put
was a
you
lot of
just put
pride.
it on, right? You
Yeah.
just put it on. I love that little Richard. He's like, I like to put it on.
Yep. There's a
And
and that's the thing. We can't stop doing that, right? There's a lot of pride in getting, being put together, looking good. And it's not, again, it's not, there's nothing wrong with having your Louis Vuitton bag if that's your thing, or your Coach bag, or your Gucci, or whatever it is, but it isn't necessary. That you can look put together without having a label. And there's nothing wrong with labels if that's your thing. I like clothes that I look good in. I don't
that's
care where
right.
they come from.
I like classic pieces, but I also do like things that have a little funk, a little funk
Yes,
to 'em,
yes,
a little etherealness to it because I always feel like I want to be floating through life like
yes,
Stevie Nicks. But I think those classic pieces like Felicia Rashad and of course Angela Bassett, and even going back further to our starlets like Eartha Kitt and
yes.
um you know uh
Lola
Dorothy Day.
Falana,
Lola, come
Dorothy Day.
on, yes, all.
Mm-hmm.
I think that there's something about that very ephemeral black goddess essence that you see, like Susan Taylor on
Yes.
the latest I think it's the 55 years of Essence.
Mm-hmm.
And to see her with that beautiful white hair, her hair is all white now, and she looks amazing.
She does. She does. She
I
looks so
mean,
beautiful.
yes, and I feel like she, like many of us, she actually looks better the older she gets.
She does. Absolutely. Absolutely. Some people just age so gracefully and they just look so beautiful as they age. She is aging so beautifully. She really is.
Beautifully. And I know that that's not cosmetic. That's because she has mastered self. She
Hmm.
lives from the inside out. And I'm gonna tell you, a couple of months ago, I went back old school and purchased her book, In the Spirit. It came out in 1993.
I have it. I own it.
Remember when she did the book signing at
Yes.
Hudson's, and it was like
Yes.
a standing room? Oh, I
Yes.
forget who I was telling that story to, but my mom took me, and it was 1993, so I'm only 13 years old,
Ah,
to see a Black woman.
wow.
I mean, whole court.
That's amazing.
And she was just so gracious with everyone, and she took the time to sign. And it was up there, I think, on the second or the third level, wherever the gift or bookshop. And I always thought
Yeah.
going there, yeah, was always like a field trip anyway,
Yeah. I love it.
right? So Johnny, you and I we can do this all night because I feel like we just talking to each other. Y'all just get to watch. But bringing it home. So this Thursday, y'all, there are still some tickets available. We're a little bit past the halfway point in terms of our ticket sales, but come on out. Je Donna is 1/3 of our outfit in terms of our panelists. And the clothes whisperer is going to be in the house telling you, sharing with you some of her inspiration, some of her favorite looks. And as you can hear, she's just a wealth of history and knowledge and community and connection. And we want to invite you to come and get your tickets, please, because afterwards we have unnetworking. We will have an opportunity for you all to eat and get to know the panelists just a little bit deeper, because the whole idea is for us to become community. The panelist is not like, oh, they're the authority, they know everything. We're all students. Everyone is
Mhm.
learning together. And what
Together.
I love is when I see the guests come together, you all learn from each other, connect with each other, and support each other's businesses and growth. And that's really what this show is all about, is how do we come together as a community? And especially when we look at what's happening in our world, when we look at the multiple genocides that are happening on our
Mhm.
planet. I know many of us are grieving as we see what's happening in Gaza and in Tigray and the Sudan and the Congo. Even right here in Detroit, Michigan, the level of despair right now. I saw just recently, what was that over there in Texas? They had a congresswoman locked up because she wouldn't sign papers.
She's still locked in at the state
She's
house. She's a
at the
a state representative. She's
state
locked into the
representative,
state. Hmm.
an
Because she
elected
won't
official.
sign a permission slip to allow the state police to follow her
Mhm,
around for the next 3 weeks,
mhm.
so that they can round her up if she does not show up to vote, or she does not show up so that they can have quorum to vote for this bill that that Abbott wants passed, so that they can gerrymander these maps.
Listen, okay, so we've got every matter of foolishness happening right now. And so this is why I think it's even more important for us to be in communities together. When I saw Heidi West make a post about creating a sanctuary for her classroom for her students because the ICE deportations in Southwest are running rampant, and these babies are getting snatched up on their way to school, or parents are in fear. And they even said that there may be a significant drop of school attendance because
Hmm.
parents are afraid. And then, of course, if they don't attend, we send people after the parents. Your kid is truant. And it's like, no, we have a felon in chief that's making it dangerous.
Right, exactly. It's a double-edged sword for people.
Right?
And it's so disheartening,
It is.
that this is happening, because this did not have to happen.
It did not.
You know,
It did not. So
yeah.
we're doing what we can as a community, you know, $4 here, a school supply there, a recognition of people who are on the front lines every day doing the work, fashion as our soul's expression. And again, we're not talking about necessarily brand names or labels, but what we're talking about is you communicating who you are, taking up space, having the audacity to push envelopes with your fashion and your presence. And so, Janelle, I'm just so excited that you said yes.
Thank you for having me. I mean, I'm thrilled. I just, truly believe that um, fashion, like education, we know that education is a great equalizer, right?
Mm,
I think that the fashion can do the same. A
I do.
person can show up in a room. When people show up put together, you don't know. People think that they do, but you don't know who has money and who does not. Because I have a friend, and I think you've met my friend Muffy Crowhouse. She was the visual merchandising manager at Neiman Marcus for 25 years.
I think you brought Muffy to one of the events.
Yeah, yeah, you've met Muffy. She's
Hmm.
been at lots of things at Margot Max over the years. She's a realtor now. But we went to U of D together. We lived in the same dorm. And Muffy is one of the sharpest. I mean, she knows fashion, like the good, right?
Mm,
But Muffy is the queen of putting together couture, your high end stuff. You think Yves Saint Laurent and
come on.
Rainbow together, okay,
Yeah.
and wearing it together, and it just looks amazing. Everything that she puts on looks amazing. So you don't always know if someone is affluent or if someone's middle class or somebody's struggling, okay, um, because of what they're wearing. Because I have some Gucci loafers, but trust and believe your girl didn't pay full pop. I bought them for $7 at the Value World that I missed on the one where the food co-op is now on Woodward. Um, but you can find amazing pieces everywhere. It's not about what you pay for things; it's about how you put them together,
Together.
right? And so again, I think fashion is that equalizer. You could have the girl who doesn't feel like the prettiest girl in the room, right? Who feels amazing or looks amazing because she is put together. Um, the boy who feels like the geek or the outcast, or the kid who feels like the goth, or again, the outcast, or the emo, who is also, I mean, I see some of these young kids and some of the stuff that they put together. It's amazing to me. um, the looks that kids are wearing, the things that I see online, the young people who know how to sew and crochet and take things and put them together. It's so cool. I'm just excited. I'm just excited about fashion. That is something that brings lots of people together too. It defies age, you know,
Yes.
and that's why I believe, again, and we were talking about this a little bit in the green room, is that at 62, when we were growing up, I remember thinking 40 was old. When my mother turned 40, I was like, "Oh, you old." Okay. But we were taught, so many of us were taught, at 62, you're gonna be in your rocking chair. Honey, I'm not rocking, I'm rocking it out. Okay. Okay. I need you to know and understand that I am not. I am not even close to being finished. I got another good 30 or 40 up in here, and I'm gonna
I
have
know
a good
that's
time
right.
doing it.
And
Okay.
you, as a kid said, you better.
Okay.
You better. And I just want to, because we want people to get tickets and come out to this event. Je Donna is the proprietress of Margot and Max. You can check them out in the Chalmers Jefferson neighborhood. When I say the finds there are just impeccable, I mean, it is absolutely just not only just a great place to shop, it is a beautiful place to be. And you can, I
Thank
was
you.
bragging about you down in Memphis. I said, listen, you got to check out my friend
Oh, thank you.
Je Donna. And I was telling the owner of they recently opened a new Italian restaurant while I was down there. My shout out to Ellen Chamberlain, who is an amazing food critic for the Memphian. So listen, I ate good, honey, the whole time I was there.
I
But
love it.
um, but I shared with the owner of the Italian restaurant about you, and so I want to share
Thank
with everyone
you.
listening. Of course, girl, about your amazing Thursday night lives at 8 p.m.
Right. So we're going to be with you all on Thursday. So we're going to be doing our live this week on Friday. So we have and we have a live, and we started doing lives we've done over 600 lives to date, but we started doing live several years
I
ago.
was on too. Just put it up.
Yes,
I had
look,
a ball.
Ber-Henda came and guest co-host. We had so much. Look, and she sold out too, y'all. She wasn't playing with nobody. You know how she does. But we bring the items to our audience live. So we may be doing clothing. 2 weeks ago, we did vintage Coach bags. That was a really, really good live. And we did vintage Coach bags. We've done jewelry, other vintage bags. We do brooches and all kinds of things, but we do also do clothing. And so this week we're bringing clothing back because we kind of took a little break from clothing for the summer because it's hot, y'all. Okay, and people are like, "Ooh, I don't want to wear any clothes," but we know we have to have clothes on. But we are bringing some fabulous clothing. We have contemporary pieces. We have vintage pieces. I'm looking at the rack right now. I should grab a couple things to show you right quick. But we have some real. I got to show you because I've got to show you this one piece because this is so here. But this piece is so Ber-Henda. I'm going to show you real quick.
Okay.
So
and hold, please.
Please hold. Look how cute that is.
Ooh.
Marabou. Look at that.
Oh, wait a minute. Does it have a feather on the sleeve?
Yes, it does. So you can wear this as a dress. It buttons down the front. You can wear this as a dress. It has a little belt. And you can open it up and wear it as a duster. Because I believe in wearing everything multiple ways.
I know that's right.
We have this in a couple colors. We have it in this teal and purple and black. And we have it in one with like a hot pink as well.
Oh.
See? So you got to be on that live on
Friday. We will make sure, Je Donna, on everyone that comes, we'll make sure that that's gorgeous. We'll make sure that we send a link so that people can join. They can join the live, but just follow you all in general, because everybody is just doing just fantastic things. Lateri just had her fashion show this weekend past with So Modest, and she had a cohort of students. And so the student designer will be coming with us to talk about their fashion.
That's awesome.
Yes. So Detroit is not playing games, honey. We're here. I believe that music, yes, is what we're known for, but I also believe that fashion too does come in a very close second or third, rather, because I know we're known for our automotive industry, but I really do believe that the soul of us also comes through our fashion. So I am just, again, so grateful and honored that you said yes, friend. So please, y'all, get your tickets.
Yes.
Tag somebody that loves fashion, or how we are in our group chats. You're looking to upgrade your wardrobe. You're afraid to wear this or that, or you don't think you can wear this because you're too this. I'm too old. I'm too fat. I'm too skinny. I'm too wet. Honey, listen. Hire someone like Je Donna that'll help you feel good in your skin, in your body, and will make all your style desires and dreams come true. So with that, y'all, thank you so much for joining me and my amazing guest. We will see you this Thursday at Bamboo Royal Oak, 6 p.m. Please don't be late. And we're going to have fashion for everybody and some of the most brilliant minds and hearts in our city, bringing to you fashion live and direct.
I can't wait. I'm super, super excited about it.
Oh, yay. So I will see you very soon, friend. And for the rest of y'all, have a good night, and we'll see you on Thursday. Grab your ticket. All are welcome. When I say all, I do mean all genders, orientations, suasions. Come on, join us. You are welcomed in the space. All right, Donna, I'll see you on Thursday.
Okay, sweetie, thank you so much. I had a great time. Thank you so much, everybody. I look forward to seeing everybody on Thursday.
Yep. All right. Bye for now.
Babe.
Bye. Bye.